Good morning, guys. So welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be working with my new Jeffree Star Thirsty palette. The colors in this palette are absolutely amazing, so perfect for summer. Look at those gorgeous colors. As well as my Jeffree Star highlighter. And my two new Jeffree Star lipsticks that I waited forever for because they forgot to send in my shipment, but they were really good at sending back. So I got these two here. We've got 818, which is this guy, and Thirst Trap, which is this guy. So I'm gonna see how they are layered. Should be interesting. It's not often that I layer lipsticks. Sometimes I'll do like an ombre, but definitely not like a metallic-y shiny one. Wish me luck. So if you want to see my review on his palette, see the new color of lipsticks, stay tuned and we'll have some fun. Okay guys, so today for my primer, I'm going in with my Fenty Beauty. My foundation is going to be Too Faced Peach Perfect. This is an oil-free one that I really love. And my concealer is going to be my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is also a new favorite of mine. I just got it maybe 2-3 weeks ago and I've put it in a couple of videos and I'm obsessed. The Too Faced Peach Perfect, the reason why I'm using this one is because it's kind of my summer shade. I was looking at my MAC ones and they're great shades, but they're all expired. So I need to go through and kind of toss some things and reinvest in some newer foundations. So let's get started. This good old Fenty primer, I'm just gonna apply with a damp beauty blender. So this is of course my fake beauty blender that I picked up at, where did I pick this one up? Probably like Walmart or Rexall? Yeah, they carry e.l.f. products. This one was great because it comes in 3 different shapes. So I have this big one and then this little guy for under my eyes. And there's actually an even smaller one. I just don't know where it is. I think I may have lost it because it was so small. But I have used it before and I really like it. So, feels really good on the skin. Ugh. I love my Fenty Beauty. I really need to go buy a darker shade for my foundation because I bought it at the end of winter. So it's really light. And now I'm gonna go in with my Peach Perfect. This guy smells like peaches. That is kind of one cool thing with Too Faced, if you didn't know, is a lot of their products have a scent to them. Now, I don't know, for people who have allergies, I would be a little concerned. There's a lot of people who have allergies to fragrances, so for a brand to do that, it's a little bold, not gonna lie. But for me, there's no issue. I really do like the texture of this foundation. It applies really well. The color is, this was one of the first foundations actually that I applied and was kind of shocked at how well it matched my skin tone. So it's definitely up there on my favorites. And the fact that it smells like peaches is amazing. Now for my creamy concealer, like I mentioned, this is a newbie to me. A lot of people had mentioned just, you know, how great it was, and I was like, yeah. Like, it's concealer. I mean, there's so many out there. What could possibly be different from all the others? And to be honest, this formula is really good. It just blends really nicely. It's got just a really good highlight effect. It more or less covers my horrendous dark spots, which maybe I'll literally do something about one day. But yeah, that is that. I actually like to use my little blender when I go in for my concealer just because the under eye section is so small. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna blend this out. I'm gonna do it off camera so you guys don't have to deal with the lengthiness of this, and I'll be right back to go through the eyes. So you guys are probably looking at me like, what the fuck, Sarah? What is on your face? Well, I have my giant Ben Nye translucent powder setting powder out. So I'm just gonna place it kind of on the highlighting areas. I'm gonna let it bake. So it's gonna sink into my pores while I do my eyes, so that if the eyeshadows happen to fall out, they don't land on my cheeks and stick to my foundation. Instead, I can just brush it off afterwards. So next up, we're gonna do some eyebrows. I've got 2 colors of Anastasia Dip Brow. So I actually mix the blonde and the auburn. My eyebrows are pretty dark. It's kind of a weird thing. As a kid, I naturally have strawberry blonde hair, so a lot of red in my hair with a lot of blonde highlights. And then when I was about 13, maybe 12, my mom had this great idea to chop all my hair off. It was a big thing in the late 90s. Winona Ryder did it. Angelina Jolie did it. A couple of other actresses did it. And well, my mom was like, "Oh, Sarah, you have the face to have short hair. Let's do that." And you know, being 12, it was like the worst thing ever. Long story short, as my hair grew back, it grew up a lot. It came in a lot darker, so a lot more brown, with the tiniest bit of red in it. So as an adult, I've really gravitated to blonde for whatever reason. I think it has something to trying to stay feminine when you kind of have a little bit more of a masculine physique, the tattoos, the fact that I weight train a lot. I've been blonde a lot. And then a few years ago, I decided to go kind of like orange, like orangey red, a lot more ginger than what I am right now. And I really, really liked it. So I've kind of stuck to that. I've tried some other colors like silver, more of like a really dark ombre into red. And I'm definitely a fan of the more rose colored ginger tones. So that's what I'm gonna stick to, which is why I use the auburn, because it does have a little bit of that reddish hue to it. And then I use the blonde just to lighten it slightly. The Anastasia Dip Brows are very pigmented, so I like to try and keep it a little bit light, seeing as super dark brows can be very aggressive, which you'll see on Instagram a lot, but I am no Instagram model, nor am I an Instagram influencer. So we're just gonna keep it plain old Snippertron, which means as natural as possible. I don't know if that's a thing when you're playing with makeup. The whole point is to have fun with it and challenge yourself a little. I'm just gonna finish this guy up. So I did have microblading done on them, but without my glasses, it's really hard for me to see where I need to fill in. I actually need to go pick up my contacts today, so I will do that. Okay, so brows are on. Now, what I'm going to do is, I have a little bit of concealer on my lids. It's just something, when I'm doing my concealer, I tend to bring it up onto them. I am gonna go into my Thirsty palette, however, and use Parched. So it's this color right up here. And I'm gonna do that as my base for my eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna go in with a flat brush. You guys can see that, super flat. And I'm just gonna coat my lid with that. So it's just gonna set like a really soft tone for the base of my shadow. That way any of the stickiness from the concealer will be covered. Now, I've used Jeffree Star pigments before. I have his Blood Sugar palette that I'm obsessed with. I used it last week, and the eyeshadows are very pigmented. So I really, really suggest, if you're into bright colors, if you're into having fun with makeup, definitely invest. In Canadian dollars, they're a little bit higher. So I think his palettes are between the 40 to 50 range, I'd say, in American or US dollars, but exchange rate, shipping, sometimes you get customs fees, all that loveliness. It gets a little bit heavier. Now, because I'm going in with this really like bright pink, I kind of want to do a really, really bright lid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack on the yellow on my lid, and I of course left the brush I was going to use. Yeah, that'll do. So I'm just going to use this little packing brush, and I'm going to place the yellow on my lid and then blend it out from there. Look at how pigmented that is. You guys see that? It's fucking crazy. Now this brush is probably the worst brush for this, so I think I'm gonna switch. I think I'll go in with my little MAC guy. Just gonna use it for something else. Oh yeah, there she is. So the brush I was using a minute ago was very cheap. It was from Walmart. There is always a difference when you go in with better brushes. So I'm coating my entire lid in the yellow, and then I'm gonna blend it out in a minute. So I'm gonna place that and I'll be right back. All right, so I've placed the yellow on my lids. I'm now gonna go into Taste Buds, so the lighter of the two pinks there. I'm gonna go in with Taste Buds and a small tapered brush, and I'm just gonna blend out the yellow with that. So it's gonna be like a little bit of an orangey tone once I've blended. And then I'll go in with Bitch, which was that brighter of the two tones, on top. Probably be helpful if I did this over here for you guys, eh? So now I'm gonna add Bitch, this guy right here. We're gonna use that with a same brush. Just gonna go to the outside corner. So now with my big blending brush, I'm just gonna go over what I've laid down and blend it out. So essentially we just wanna make sure that it's nice and soft, no weird streaks or colors or anything like that. And then I'm gonna go back in and darken up the crease a little bit. I'm just gonna go under my eye as well. So there's a little bit of fallout from the yellow, and that's totally fine. I'm just gonna blend it in. This is when I wish I had like really, really big eyes. Like they fit my face, but excuse me. So to darken a little bit more into the crease, I'm gonna use Drizzle. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this little pencil brush. So Drizzle's right down here. This is dark brown. And I'm just gonna place it in my crease. Create a little bit more shape. I'm gonna head back in with my little blender. It's got a little bit of the pink left on it, that's okay. So I'm going in with the drizzle again and just blending up into that crease for a little bit more depth. So you have a little bit of the combination of the yellow, brown, and those beautiful, like, I don't know, they remind me of creamsicles or something, like creamsicle pink. Coming along, coming along. And then once again, just to buff out anything that shouldn't be there, go over that. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and fix up a little bit of the yellow. Just gonna go over it, pack it on a little bit more. So this is the thing that I like to do with makeup is I go soft at first and then I just add whatever needs to be added. I'm not someone who likes to go like full force and then have something that you have to, like, you either hate or have to redo. So I'm just gonna go in, add a little bit more of that yellow, and then we'll be good to go. Perfect. Now, there's a bunch of shimmers on this one. I'm not someone who usually does too much with glitter. I love Filthy Rich. It looks beautiful. It's like gold. But for today, I think what I'd like to do is actually use the highlighter. So his products you can use on your eyes. I'm gonna use this gold. Just on the inner corner of my eye. I'm gonna go in, excuse me, with my little pencil brush. And I'm just gonna grab some of that highlighter and just place it right on the inner corners. Perfect. I'm gonna drag it down just a little bit under the eye as well. So just into that inner corner. Feeling it. Great. Okay, so now we're gonna go under the eye. For this, I am going to use, as per usual, my little MAC angled brush. And I'm gonna go in with that chocolate brown again, that drizzle. And I'm gonna underline the lower lashes. And then I'm gonna blend out, I think, with maybe Splash, which is the really nice turquoise. Very rare for me to use these bright colors, let me tell ya. This is gonna be weird. But I like to be creative, so it's all good. Perfect, so I'm just gonna go in, buff that out a little bit. Ooh, you know what? I'm really feeling the pinks. I think I may just stick to the pinks. I don't know about using the other colors today. Go back in with some bitch. Just get that in here one more time. Just really want it to stand out, you know? So one thing that I could have done today to sort of get my eyeshadow to really pop was I could have used an eye primer. So I do have one, I just don't tend to use it. Or I could have laid down, actually I have two eye primers. I have one by NYX, which is an all white one, which would have worked really well because it would have made the yellow super pop. And then I have, what's the other one that I have? I have a NYX one. Oh, the Urban Decay. Nice Urban Decay one. But it's all good. I'm okay with this. Perfect. So there was a lot of fallout into my eyelashes. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put this mascara on. I'm gonna do my top and bottom lashes, and then I'll come back and we'll finish off my face. All right, eyes are completely done. Now we're gonna go in with some bronzer and contour. So I have Too Faced or Anastasia Beverly Hills. My Too Faced I really like because it smells like chocolate. Apparently I can't open it today, so chocolate matte. This one I find is a little bit more cool toned, whereas my Anastasia Rosewood I'd say is a little bit more warmer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little bit of contour with my chocolate, and then I'm gonna do bronzer with my Anastasia. And I just realized I don't have a contour brush out. That's problematic. Good thing I have a drawer full of things right in front of me. All right, this is a good old Kat Von D Shade and Light. I really, really like this brush. I've had it forever. I do want to invest in another type of brush for contour, but for now, this is what we got. So I'm just gonna go in, and we're just gonna swipe. You wanna get basically from where your hairline and your ear kind of intersect, and then just under the cheekbone. So that's what's cool about this guy, is it's this nice tapered one, and I'm just gonna gently slide that on, buff it out. So I actually buff up, so I'm working in a motion going upwards, not down, right onto my cheek. So just under my cheekbone. This guy blends really, really nicely. I'm gonna bring it a little bit up onto my forehead on this side, and a little bit under my jawline. So I'm pretty lucky, I already have really good cheekbones. I don't need to contour, but I like doing it, so whatever. So same thing, going from my little hairline, just down under my cheek, and then buffing it up into my cheekbone. Now, because I find my nose a little not so great, I'm gonna use this tapered blending brush, and I'm just gonna create a little bit of a pinched nose, so to speak. So I'm taking this just down the side here. Same on the other side. And then I do under my nose a little bit. So just under here and down the nostril to try and minimize its girth. And then once I add highlight, it's a little bit more snatched, as you will. The problem with me is I have a lot of freckles in this area, so it just always looks bronzed, so to speak. So I'm gonna use my Anastasia bronzer now, and I'm gonna just go in lightly because it's got a little bit more of that warmth. I'm gonna use it to sort of get it all over and down my neck. So I'm putting it on top of where the contour was, a little bit more onto my forehead. I'm even getting it onto my nose and under my chin, just lightly, just so that I don't look like a vampire. I don't have a blush that I want to use. There's nothing that I really like. So I'm actually gonna go in and use these two guys. So Taste Buds and Bitch. I'm gonna combine the two of them with this tiny little, it's really, really soft, so it shouldn't pick up too much pigment. The other option is this guy, which really doesn't get a lot. I usually use the black one for highlighting, so maybe I'll go in with my Old Faithful, my MAC one. I'm just gonna dip into both. I love that this palette, there's like no fallout. And I'm just gonna go right onto the apples of my cheeks. So you can see I got a good little amount right there. I'm gonna dip back in. Get a little bit more on this side. That's what I love about this brush. It's so minimal. Makes me happy. Okay, so I'm liking that. I have this really soft end of the Shade and Light brush. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of go in and blend around my contour and my blush onto my forehead. I really like to soften everything, because as you guys can probably tell, it looks really harsh on camera right now, but when I move into the natural light, it's completely different. And because I'm gonna be running around all day, I just wanna make sure that in natural light, I don't look like a crazy person. So that's my blush, my contour. Now we're gonna go in for the highlight, which is always my favorite part. And I've got this giant Jeffree Star one. Woo! So exciting. We're gonna use this little black guy. Ugh, I can't wait. We're just gonna go on that upper cheekbone. Obsessed. Other side. Down the nose, little nose tip, Cupid's bow, maybe a little bit above the eyebrow. Why not? I'm a fan of Jeffree, so I like to highlight like him. More? Yes, always more. I want to be golden, like the James Bond movie. Okay, face is done. I was hoping I could easily find my lip scrub. This is probably the most unattractive view ever, but I can't. So lips feel like not so bad. We got these two that I'm working with, 818 and Thirst Trap. I want to do both. Doesn't smell like anything. So in the past, he's had lipsticks that actually kind of smell like peppermint. So anyways, here goes nothing. Wish me luck. All of the yes to this color. I am feeling it. So with lighter pigments, you just have to watch. Sometimes it can be a little streaky. That is universal amongst all brands. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this sit, I'm gonna blow dry my hair, and then I'm gonna go in with Thirst Trap. Okay guys, so almost done. Like I said, I want to try Thirst Trap on top of 818. I'm a little nervous. Worst case scenario, I just take it off. Here it goes. So it is a little hard to put them on top of one another, just because the formulas are a little different. But I'm feeling it. So it just kind of muted 818 a little bit. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Okay, so I gotta finish off with my setting spray. It's fucking hot out, Lord knows. Oil-free, Urban Decay, all over it. This is just a travel size too. I have two of them. I have the all-nighter and then the oil-free. I love the scent. The scent of this, what the fuck is the word? Setting spray is amazing. So what I do like to do is just press it into those areas, specifically where I know I'll be a little bit oilier. Okay. All right, ladies and gents, we are all done. Thirsty palette, fucking gorgeous. 818 Thirst Trap, gorgeous. Everything else, awesome. Super stoked on this look. I'm gonna have some cute pics up on my Instagram. So thanks for watching. If you guys liked it, please give it a like, a share, and a follow. If you hated it, leave a comment. Be curious to know why. And if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Once again, products I can link down below, but Jeffree Star is my jam. He's amazing. He makes great products, and that's it. Thanks, guys.